Good morning, students. So, as we were discussing about garbage, so in this topic we discussed about different, what do you mean by garbage, what are the constituent of garbage, and how we can segregate or how we can separate different types of garbage based on the usefulness, non-usefulness, as well as biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So, as we study about biodegradable waste, we studied about biodegradable waste. So, in that we talked about biodegradable. Biodegradable means the definition was those substances which get decomposed by, what you can say, by the action of bacteria or by the action of organism, microorganism or organism simply. That means in biodegradable we had a definition that the material which can be broken down into harmless substance by bacterial action. Okay, that means which can be broken down by the action of bacteria or other animals like organisms, living organisms. Okay, so in this we talked about how living organism they decompose the thing. That means they decompose the waste. What type of waste? Which are non-useful, which are not useful and which cannot be recycled, and which cannot be recycled. Okay, that means these two words, that means which is not useful and which cannot be recycled by proper treatment. So in that sense we had an example of different types of waste. As for example, we had an vegetable waste. The vegetable waste is not useful directly, okay, and it cannot be recycled. So it is considered as non-useful waste. But as we already discussed that it can be used as a manure if it is compost. Okay, that means if it is degradable or if it is what you can say, broken down by the action of living organisms. Then we have paper. Paper also can be decomposed. Then cotton cloth, as cotton comes from plant only, so it can be, these all things can be decomposed. Okay, so in this sense the things which can be decomposed are called biodegradable. But how it is decomposing, by what action? Okay, so in case of segregation or separation of the waste, we talked about that we have two types of waste. One is which can be recycled and another which can be decomposed. Number one, which can be recycled. Number two, which can be decomposed. So the substance which can be recycled, okay, they are kept in blue bins, okay, which is directly sent to factories by the kabadiwalas or the garbage collecting persons, okay, and it is recycled using proper treatment. Example, we have plastics, glass, okay, and metals. Then we talked about which can be decomposed. That means decomposed things are either kept in green bins. Example, vegetable waste, okay, paper, cotton cloth or cotton, and we have other things also like animal waste. Then we have tea leaves, which we throw after we make tea. Okay, so how these things are decomposed? So they are decomposed by the action of, these all are decomposed by the action of these things. Number 2 point, they are composed by living organism. Living organism means by bacterial action, okay, mostly microorganism, okay, mostly microorganism which we can't see, okay, microorganism which we can't see, they decompose the thing. That means they also need nutrition, they also need food, okay, so they get the food from this manure, they get the food from this waste, okay, from this waste, and whatever they eat, they can't eat everything, okay, so they leave something, okay, and as we know that as the mouth structure, a mouth is very small, so they have to make the things in a minute substance, that means in a very small size, okay, so later on these all manure, they help in fertilization, okay, decompose. So we have another word which is called vermicompost, okay, which we call vermicompost. Vermicompost means decomposition of biodegradable waste by the action of worms, especially earthworm, or even we can say red worm, earthworm or red worm. So basically decomposition or the waste, vegetable waste or agricultural waste or organic waste, you can say organic waste are decomposed by the action of bacteria, but we can't see the bacteria and we can't decompose the thing by using bacteria, but we can decompose the organic waste by the action of worms, okay, which we call vermicompost. Vermicomposting, okay, vermicomposting. So vermicompost is worm manure. So what is it? It is a worm manure, okay. Worm, as we all know, it is a living organism, and manure means fertilizer. So how it is made? Okay, so as we all know, we have discussed that mostly organic waste means vegetable waste, okay, then we have paper, cotton clothes, we have tea leaves, used tea leaves, okay, animal dung or animal waste, and dead organism, dead and decaying organism. So organic waste constitute vegetable waste, paper, cotton, clothes, used tea leaves, animal waste, dead and decaying organisms, etc. Okay, so these all, when these are decomposed, they act as a manure, which is a fertilizer. It is a fertilizers. Okay, so we also can do, okay, as for example, we throw different types of waste, mostly vegetable waste, okay, by making a compost, a pit. Okay, so there we can do it by ourselves as an activity also. So let's talk about another term, which is composting. Which is composting. What do you mean by composting? So it is the process of rotting and conversion of kitchen and animal waste. Process of rotting or conversion of kitchen and animal waste into manure. Kitchen and animal waste into manure. Okay, so the definition of composting is the process of rotting or or whatever you can write, or conversion of kitchen and animal waste into manure. And this manure, as I told, that it can be used as an fertilizer. It can be used as an fertilizer. So the method of preparing compost with the help of red worms, okay, with the help of red worms, is called vermicomposting. So here, in case of vermicomposting, we have only changed we have only added the term, that means vermi. Composting means the process of rotting of a conversion of kitchen and animal waste into manure. Same is the thing. Okay, only vermicomposition have another, what you can say, by the action of, that means how we can convert or how we can change. So vermicomposition is either done with the help of red worms, with the help of red worms, or we can say earthworm also. Earthworm also. So let's talk about earthworms first of all. Okay, so we are using earthworm. We are using earthworm or red worm. Okay, so in that sense, we have to know about its habitat. That means habitat of an earthworm. So what is the habitat of earthworm? So as we all know, earthworm is a worm which mostly lives on soil, which depends on soil for survival. As for example, if we take an example of a tiger or a lion, okay, they are bigger and they usually live in the grassland, that means in the jungles. okay, because they can find food and shelter in grassland, whereas earthworms are very sensitive. That means their skins are very moist skin, so they prefer to live in dark areas. That means they don't want to expose themselves in sun because their skin are very much sensitive. Okay, so mostly they depend on soil for the survival, and in the soil only they respire. That means they respire in soil only through with the help of skin. They get food from the soil only, and where does that food comes from? That food comes from the living or organic matters. And organic matters example we have leaves, okay, dead and decaying animals, etc. Okay, understood? So they get the food from the soil only. So mostly they are dependent on soil, and they act as a, what you can say, a method of protecting the environment. Okay, means they decompose all the waste into a very minute particles quickly. Okay, as it take times for microorganism that might take time, but for redworm, as redworm is larger in size, okay, they decompose the thing very quickly. So how to separate vermicompost and the worms? So let's have an discussion about how we can do it. Okay, how we can do it. That means how we can convert the organic waste into a manure by the process of vermicomposting. Okay, so here we have to take simply two things. Number one, organic waste. Number two, red worms. And number three, location is also very much important. As we discussed that red worms, their skins are very much sensitive and they prefer to live in dark places. So location is very much important. So organic waste, that constitute vegetable waste, so what we have to do, the biodegradable parts, that means the vegetable waste, okay, the cotton clothes and mostly tea leaves, okay, used tea leaves, we have to just keep it in a dark room. We have to just place it in a dark room or dark corner in a pit. Okay, in a pit means in a, these things we have to put in a pit, that means khadda. Okay, and cover it with the, after we put all the organic waste in a pit, okay, we have to put few worms, red worms. Okay, and location, as I told, that it must be in, the area must be dark. Okay, the area must be dark, and after putting these two things in a pit, okay, it must be covered with what you can say, the chicken net, okay, or what you can say jala or jali, okay, that means the sieve part, okay, and leave it for a month, that means it can be 1 month, 2 months. Okay, we will see that these all organic waste are completely decomposed, will get completely decomposed. Okay, will get completely decomposed. Then how do this happen? In this case, what happens? This red worm, they eat all the vegetable waste. Okay, they just grind. Okay, they just grind. Okay, that means they don't have teeth, they just grind the food. That is called gizzard. They just grind the food, which is called gizzard. Okay, which is called gizzard. As they don't have teeth and they mostly grind the teeth. Okay, you have seen mouse or rat just grinding the nuts, even squirrel. Okay, they just grind the, what you can say, the nut. Similarly, the red worm, they also don't have teeth, they just grind the food called gizzard. Okay, that portion, the process of grinding the food is called gizzard. Okay, with the help of gizzard. So worms eat variety of organic matter such as paper, manure, fruit, vegetable waste. Okay, vegetable waste, paper, manure. We have paper, we have fruits, we have coffee and tea remains. That means tea remains, coffee remains we don't get because they are made up of beans. Okay, so these all things, these matter, they just get decomposed by the red worm, and that process is called vermicomposting. It is a very useful matter where the organic thing finally becomes manure, which act as a fertilizer. So we don't have to depend on other types of chemical fertilizers. It is natural fertilizer. It acts as a natural fertilizer, not an artificial or chemical fertilizers. So it is very much safer. Okay, and these fertilizers helps a plant to grow. Okay, these fertilizers helps a plants to grow. So this was all about vermicomposting.